Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Posh Boutique tutorial. Today we're going to be making a fall flyer in Canva. So when you open up Canva, you're going to want to choose the background size, and I usually like to use the 1080 by 1080 Instagram post up at the top there. So I'm going to select that. It's really great for social media sizing. And we're going for like a mono type of look. So blacks, whites, grays, sort of a Halloween spookier type of look. So I'm going to click on elements, and I'm going to first be searching for a background. So I'm going to type in gray glow. You could also type in gray background. You can, anything, whatever you're looking for. So there's a couple of nice gray ones there that I'm going to pick that first one on the left. And I'm just going to select it. It'll place it right onto my canvas. And now I'm just moving it and stretching it all the way so that it covers the entire canvas. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my stock models to the flyer. So I'm going to be clicking on uploads, and I'm going to be using a couple of stock models. These are my stock models that I'm using today. You can see I have several loaded here on my Canva. All of these are available on my website if you want to check it out at prettyposhlife.com. I've got logo templates, cards, flyers, stock models, clip art, all sorts of things available. Fun stuff. So feel free to check that out. My website is linked down below. So I'm just going to pick a few stock models that I want to use, and now I'm just clicking on effects, and I am clicking on the BG remover. Looks like that little beach ball in the top left, and I'm just removing the background from the stock models. And now I'm just going to play around with the placement of them just until they look the way that I want them to look. And then once I place the wording and stuff on the flyer, if I need to shift it around a little, then I can. So just play around with it until it looks pretty much how you want it to look. You can't really go wrong because you can always go back in later and, move things around if need be, if it doesn't look right at the end. So next I'm going to click on text on the left, and we're going to start to add our wording. This is going to be a fall sale flyer. So I'm going to be using a couple of different fonts. I'm going to start typing the word fall. And for the word fall, I'm going to use all caps, and I'm going to be wanting to use a bolder font. Usually I like to use a bold font and then a fancier font. Font pairing really makes your design pop. So I'm going to use the word fall in like an all caps bolder font. Let me see. I like Antonio. I also like Anton. These are the font names. Lemon Milk is also a good one. A lot of these I uploaded myself from like places like defont.com. I've also purchased some fonts, and I've just uploaded my own into Canva. It's really easy to do. So I like that one, but I need to move the models down just a little so the wording doesn't get overcrowd the look of the flyer. So I'm just sort of playing around with the placement here of the flyer of the models, and then I'm going to go in and add the rest of the wording. So the word fall, I'm going to leave that there and space it out a little bit with the letter spacing up at the top. I'm going to add a little stroke. It's called outline, and you can pick the color of the stroke. You can choose whatever you want to choose. I'm going to choose a lighter color and leave it like that. And then I'm going to go in and start adding my next word. So I'm going to click on text again, click add a heading or a subheading. Just click any of those so you can get a text box on your page. And then I'm going to type the word sale in lowercase, or, capital first letter and the rest lowercase, because we're going to be using script font. There's a few that I like. I like Hamilton. I like Caliant. I think I'm going to use this one. Caliant is one that I uploaded. I believe it was from defont.com if I'm not mistaken, but it's called Caliant if you want to search for it. So it's one of my favorite script fonts at the moment. So for this one, I think I'm going to go for the opposite look. because fall is dark with a lighter outline. I think I'm going to do, let's see how this looks with lighter wording and a darker outline. So I like that. Excuse me. And then what we're going to do is shift around the wording until it looks good, and then we're going to add a few elements at the bottom about the sale. Okay, so I like how that looks. The models, I'm going to bring this one down just a tiny bit. And then we're going to go in and play around with some of the details of the flyer. When you're creating a flyer, really important to make it not too busy. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to cram a ton of information on a flyer, and it ends up just looking cluttered and busy, and it takes away from your design. For a flyer, especially for a sale or any flyer that you want to grab somebody's attention, you're just going to want to make it bold and make it pop. So now I'm going into elements, and I'm going to search for this square. I'm just using the regular square shape, and I'm dragging it out, and I'm just trying to figure out the placement of where I want this to go. And then I'm going to change the color of it here in the color wheel. I'm going to make it black, and then I'm going to create an outline by clicking on those lines at the top, a border in the lighter shade that I have to match the wording. So I'm just going to have this across the bottom, and we're going to add a couple of pertinent details about the sale. Again, not too much, just you want the most important bullet points for your flyer. Where do they go to buy your product? So a website. What's the sale? Is it a 40% off sale? You know, that type of thing. Bullet point, where do they go to buy it? And what is your social media or contact information? Don't put a whole ton of fine print information. Your flyer should really just be to grab attention and direct them to somewhere else, like a website. The website is where they can get all the other information, all the fine print, all the detail, all the return policy, all of that. That doesn't need to be on a flyer, because the more wordy it is, the less it pops. It really takes away from your design. It looks too cluttered. Sometimes it's hard to read. It's just too much going on. So you just really want a design that pops out and grabs your attention and has the very pertinent details, enough to pique people's interest and then direct them elsewhere. So in this case, it's going to be directing them to a boutique website called blushboutique.com. And I'm just going to put that here on the bottom where people can go. And you can add a couple of other little details, like, you know, if you want to put a coupon code or, you know, whatever. I'm going to put use code, and then I'm adding a coupon code fall for 40% off, and then the website blushboutique.com. And that's enough to grab people's attention. There's a big sale going on. Ooh, it's 40% off. Where do we buy? Blushboutique.com. And then off they go. So that's just enough information for people's interest to be piqued, and for them to go to your website or wherever you're trying to, your Etsy shop, wherever you're directing them to. Just if you were to try to add a bunch of information to this, you would lose the look of the flyer. So just something to be mindful about, because I see it a lot and it's like, wow, that really could have been prevented if you put less information. So we have a fall sale flyer using code fall for 40% off, going to blushboutique.com. It pops, it grabs attention, and it's beautiful. So when you want to save it, you just click on the upward arrow in the upper right hand corner, and you just click on download, and it will save to whatever device you're working from, and then you can post it to your social media. And really, that's all there is to it, you guys. Very easy to do. If you're interested in these stock models or clip arts that I have to use on your own projects, feel free to check out my website, prettyposhlife.com. And I will see all of you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.